Good morning, Master. Today's another great day. Oh, that's an expression of lethargy from the early 20th century. Impressive vocabulary. Yay! Oh, Metatron, you're coming with us today. Yeah, it's a pain, but so what? You gotta do what you gotta do. I see. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. You stuck by us all this way, even after we had asked you a great task. Please, will you stay with us for a while longer? Of course we will. 221B Detective Agency always sees the job through to the end. Once we pass through the first circle, we'll have reached your destination. So let's just try to get through this as fast as possible. Definitely, the rain here is killer. Oh, it's Lilith. Morning, everyone. Especially those of you who ate dinner and went to bed early last night, while some of us sat here and waited. Sorry about that. I guess I could forgive you if you're willing to put in the effort to boost our relationship a little. Like brewing me some coffee or tea, or baking some fresh bread with butter and sugar, or giving shoulder rubs or a foot massage. Not happening. That's enough of that. Breakfast is ready, everyone. So for today we have where is Amakusa? Onigiri. I thought you might leave right away, so I made something portable. Onigiri, are there plums inside? Yes, you would like those, don't you? Here, have another. I do like them. He doesn't actually like them, does he? Learn how to see what you mean. What's an onigiri? Oh, a rice spicy. Oh, you got a bonito flakes. Then the regular one is. Keeping it simple, that's how I like mine too. Oh, you don't want filling? I don't know, it just feels a bit too extra to me. Honestly, Kodox avows me to know that you eat Japanese food in the first place. Being able to eat anything is a cornerstone of survival strategies. Oh really? What about something like Surstorming? Well, I'd like eat if I had to, but getting past the odor would probably be an issue. One of the staples of my anti-beast magecraft is that it requires removing smells. Oh, you just really leaked magecraft intel like that. My family magecraft is no big secret, it's something I was born into. Anti-beast magecraft, huh? Sounds low-key and lame. That's because it is. My family history only goes back about 200 years or so. As magecraft to deal with animals doesn't make much sense. I mean, we already had guns back then. Even nature had already gone from something we revere into something we rule over. That's right, I've been wondering the same thing. But I never asked since I thought it was taboo to bring up something like that. It was originally practiced by the Zemplus family patrons, essentially the Magus clan we were subordinate to. The head of that family determined that magecraft for fighting animals would eventually die off, so he ordered us to safeguard it. It had to be given away because there was risk of being forgotten, but it would have been waste to lose entirely. So the magecraft was given to the Branch family for safekeeping it. Here is the formula, everything. Man, Maki sure have its convoluted. You don't know the half of it. It was a pain in the ass being trained in magecraft. You're not expected to have to use. I never actually thought I need to use it in battle. I guess this is in time for so heavy subject. Let's see. Milk doesn't pair all that well with onigiri. I guess tea is a must here. Ah, that hit the spot. Time to go then. You two ready over there? Yes, anytime. What about you, Metatron? If it were up to me, I'd stay here for a few more days, but I can read the room. Let's go, everyone. Gather around. Oh yeah. Is that part of some sort of blessing ritual to counter the crystal poison? That sort of thing doesn't need a full incantation. It's just such a pain to execute. So I simply put out the end results of the whole process. I see. This guru is ridiculous, but maybe that's Metatron's authority. After all, that's supposed to be the being closest to God. Such purifying power, so beautiful. To think we received such a blessing. Thank you so much. Let's go. Aw man, I wish I didn't have to. Looking for a shoulder ride. Could you? Oh, that was fast. She's such a kid. Mind your own business. My pride can go down the trash if it's for my soft sake. You prefer I can fall asleep drooling up there. Please don't. Okay. At least you're honest. Anyway, off you go. Careful on the road ahead, especially you, Curelite. After all, your shield gets stole if you lose your way, don't you know? I'll be fine, thank you for your consideration. I know there's some tension between them. That shield is always putting your mind to the test. Just be sure to make the right choices. I'll be rooting for you. Alrighty, up we go. You're really climbing up, Yuki. The best part of sloth is that there's no substitute for it. And there we go. You're heavy. Hey, our angels aren't heavy. I don't suppose you don't know how many angels can dance. On the head of the pin, huh? That all meant you were pervy, huh? What do you mean? It's not that interesting. I'll explain some other time. Okay, they say the sooner you leave, the sooner you can come back. Well, that's amazing. Yes, the rain keeps on falling endlessly, but we're not getting wet at all. Yeah, because that's such a pain. Performing such a miracle for our sakes. We're forever grateful. Just be careful, an angel would be able to spot us from miles away this wide and open. Kinda like in the deep sea. Like we're in anglerfish alert. I see, that's why. You're here. That's why angels are all grouping up like this. There's nothing to be done about it now, so it's all the same in me. But tell us before we set out. Why, I didn't think I had to tell you, after all. I'm fine too. You are? Just sit back and watch, though if you want to help, I won't stop you. Okay, time I earned those Metatronius, those strong compliments. A cool one-liner to leave with. I am the one closest to God, the Lord's hands on the world. Also an archangel made of fire. I can't get any good ideas, now I'm getting fed up. One-liners take so much effort. Let's get them. What was with that weird pause?
やる気出ない。寝る。はいはい、や怠惰返上。我が奇跡を行使し全てを破壊する。ユニベール・イモルテル・メタトロン。そして恵みの雨となる。
Oh, she's actually strong. Free MP charge. I guess I should just take her word being strong.
Hi. 面倒ひたすら面倒。あ、でもこれで全滅してくれれば結構楽。ユニベール・イモルテル・メタトロン。さようなら。
Jesus, and for return it.
おつらい。面倒。なかったことにしない。怠惰返上。我が奇跡を行使し全てを破壊する。ユニベール・イモルテル・メタトロン。そして恵みの雨となる。
それは絶えず見た滅びの夢。最果てにありながらトリバースロードツキャメラ。あなたが愛しい、ただ愛しい。なので闇に紛れて狭間に消えてイシャーラーとは知って何を喜んでいるのです。私が出たのです。勝利は約束されていたはずです。
That was complete. You were kicking them aside like they were toys. You had nothing for me to do. Something's getting lonesome. That should do it. My wings pain, so carry me on your shoulders again. Okay. Now let's make our way to see the warden of this person. She's stricter, but just passing through. Shouldn't be any problem probably. Here's a building with a gatekeeper to go with it. This must be the warden's castle. Oh, whoever you are, we have come to request permission to pass from the warden into the first circle. Is something the matter? Just calm yourself. Get your hands off me, all of you, get away. What happened here? Eat, want to eat. Let me eat you. Oops, that. Feel free to describe that. You may enter the castle. Understood. In we go, everybody. No doubt there will be explanation about the gatekeeper from the warden. Dante Alighieri, wasn't it? Or brings you to Circle Gluttony. So was Joanna. Your Holiness, I would beg your leave to pass through to the fourth circle. Those your popes, Joanna. The pressure here is on a different level than at Trom. That was Joanna as a human being. Here she's a warden of hell, perhaps her mental structure is divergent. It seems better to consider her a different person, one who's wearing Janix skin. I leave to pass. Are you out reenacting your divine comedy? No, nothing like that. May as well give it to you. However, that's the extent of what I offer. What would that be alright? Something seems loaded about that statement. It is. Not enemy against the regardless. It is an obstacle which will have to be surmounted. Okay, I understand. If I can confirm your group was only headed from the first circle to the fourth. I think I was correct. Yes, of course. If that's the case, here's a word of advice. Make haste through this resistance and hold your breaths for as long as possible. As for Gatekeeper you met before, his transformation is your collective responsibility. Come again? He was made to understand that you people rentingly indulge in eating. The circle of gluttony is built not on being unable to eat, but the inability to overeat. That means the sensation of feeling full has completely been lost. This to your sinners, for as long as you remain alive in the general area. Leave at once before a whirlwind slaughter sweeps the entire gluttony circle, upon which you stand to risk eating things no one ever should. I believe we should leave the circle with all due haste. Okay, moving along, we should depart. It's scary here. That seems like a good idea. Look all around us. All of you take some. A tonic. For a limiting sense, it works on the mug beast. But I'm not sure how effective it would be here. Huh, it should be pretty useful. Nice work. I'll give you due praise. Words of gratitude go over well enough. I guess once everyone gets a cloth, we can depart. Well, the rain really goes right through us. I don't feel like I'm being poisoned anymore. My blessings are nothing to scoff at. I'm not scoffing at here at all. It's simply terrifying, the 40 of an archangel that is. Oh, it's nearly time for the gate to the fourth circle. What could we possibly find over there? Okay, needless to say, what's coming is, of course, the Hound of Hell. It's ridiculous to compare that three-headed beast to a mere dog. Care Bears? See, there definitely was an account of that thing in the Hell section of the Divine Comedy. Okay, sorry I wrote such a masterpiece. That's no apology. This thing is different from the source Care Bears you fought before. It's no monster from out of Greek mythology, but one that manifests out of blue one day from fairy tales. The Care Bears in Divine Comedy is every bit symbol for gluttony, in simpler terms. As a result of Dante's amplified image of it, the Care Bears belonging to this thing literally became that much stronger. If I'm genuinely remorseful, I'm regretting it, so I'll fight with Care Bears. Its origin is Greek mythology, so I don't have much of an advantage. It'll probably take too much time, so I'll pass. Can you at least offer some support, pretty please? Pretty please. Well, I can't say no to that. If you want it that bad, I'll put up a fight. Not the most motivated face I've ever seen.
おいで。
寝る。やる気出ない。
リリーが騒いでいます。嵐を呼びます。
宝具。
宝具ですか。
イメージ悪いんだがね。
いいですよ。
我が暗黒よ、今この世にあふれん。さあこの門をくぐるなら希望を捨てよ。何時地獄。
あなたが憎い、あなたが憎い、あなたが憎い。闇に落として押しつぶしましょう。されど巨毛は闇の娘。暖かく死になさい。落とします。うるさいですよ。
めんどい。
素晴らしい。
なかった。
いいですよ。
面倒面倒、ひたすら面倒。あ、でもこれで全滅してくれれば結構楽。ユニベール・イモルテル・メタトロン、さようなら。おねむ。
堕落しましょう。
やだ。デコピン。カゴ来産。水。これは3なんとか。はいはいやって
イメージ悪いんだがね。
面倒面倒、ひたすら面倒。あ、でもこれで全滅してくれれば結構楽。ユニベール・イモルテル・メタトロン、さようなら。
我が暗黒よ、今この世にあふれん。さあこの門をくぐるなら希望を捨てよ。何時地獄。
地割れ。
No, no.
準備はできましたか。
オッケー、バッチリ。
あなたが愛しい、ただ愛しい。なので闇に紛れて狭間に消えて。イシャーラーアー、とわの失墜です。
勝った、やったぜ。何万ダブ。
最後のリリン、それ使うのやめなさい。
Berserker. Okay, where's enemy has been defeated. Alright, let's hurry up and cross over to the 4th circle, otherwise. Meat. What? Meat. It's meat. Are you kidding? Oh, what's up? Oh, these are consuming carriers. You better get moving. It's not a sight I wanted to keep out for long. If they're indulging in gluttony, you and it have to bring down some punishment. Stop them. You can't be stopped. The atrocity is good as done. In this world, it's no different from picking up a rain of banknotes. They've thrown aside their reasons and common sense, and right now, all that of mine is satisfying to desires. Can you put a stop to that mash without resorting to violence, of course? That is. Sorry I said something cruel, but it's hardly possible for me to go back either. This place is hell, a gathering play for sinners who obsess over desires. Let's just accept that there's nothing we can do. I can understand that. They will proceed, whatever rate, without losing Celine. It's finally the 4th circle. The place where we belong, where we can rightfully suffer condemnation. What's wrong, Saluzzi? No one can't be sure if I can accept the punishment of the 4th circle. I must cast sight out that was zeal, and now I am fearful and nothing else. I am Saluzzi. Forgive me. As long as you understand, now let's go to 4th circle. Mister, please open the way to the 4th circle. The circle agreed. It is open. We have arrived. The rain stopped. Yeah, it has. In the Divine Comedy, it was raining in the 1st cycle, but there's no mention of rainfall in the 4th. You know yourself. Well, you see, I thought that if the description of the rain went on, that might prove annoying. Especially since we're going deeper and deeper into hell. I feel like describing the rain might bring on a bottleneck. But that's the meta reason. Fine, I guess thanks to that, it isn't raining. Wasn't the 4th circle for greed? Right, intense desire to want something, which in a sense is opposite of sloth. There's a gatekeeper of the 4th circle in Divine Comedy named after Pluto, the god of the underworld. Aha, Pluto or Plutus. Dante, I'm not asking curiosity's sake, but... Hey, what about? What's the stories with Pluto's line? A sword line. Yeah, in Divine Comedy, Pluto mutters a strange line as soon as he appears. I think it went like something about singing. Pape something, Alepe. Yeah, that was it. A giant? Yes, a giant has 16 about sense. Unfortunately, we will have to consider an enemy life for an intercept.
Hiyasoka.
お気に入りリルンが騒いでいますね。出力を上げます。カズラチャレンジですね。
交尾を切ります。
優しいんですね。顕微鏡でも見えない大きさに変えられると思う。できちゃうんだよ、これが。さあ、光より早くアトムにクロスミリアンフット。
あなたが愛しい、ただ愛しい。なので闇に紛れて狭間に消えて。イシャーラーアー、とわの失墜です。どうしました？まだ死んだだけでしょ？ 次は地獄で戦いましょう。
Papi sending Alape. Pluto was successfully intercepted. Thank you for your hard work, Master. But surprisingly ordinary. Yes, that's certainly true. His words were just a single-minded repetition of Pape's sight. Huh? All he had going for him was the initial shock. In the end, we're now closer to figuring the meaning of Pape's Santi. Nothing happened during the battle. Not to worry, the offer himself can answer. Here's enough paper to explain the meaning of Pape's Santi quote. Did you make it up on the spot? No, I wasn't making anything up. Solo. You two had your moments to remember poor Pluto. We're now at the fourth circle. So it is hell for greed. Here you can suddenly accept damnation or live out a joyful life. All regrets in spirit are accepted in this hell. After all, that's the nature of greed. What a wonderful hell. Thank you so much, truly. From this day forward I shall repent my sins in this hell and carry out my punishment. Let me show my gratitude as well. Thank you very much. With this, even we who are wiki can find salvation. Now as a reward for requests, I have for you these crystallized prayers. Payment received, thank you. Madam, we'll now take our leave. May the Lord be with you. Take care. And that brings the request to a close. We'll be heading back. What's the matter, Kettle? Well, you see, just now we received the Holy Grail drops as a reward. At the time, it seems like Zelene had another drop of her own hidden away. One of her own. Probably not one of mine playing tricks on me, right? I say not. Yes, you could call it emotion typical to humans in hell. It's very like a sinner to seem tight-fisted with the pay, isn't it? And I say, she even came to the fourth circle of greed. Miserlessly of that greed wouldn't come as much as surprise. So all we have left is to go back, right? Right, all that left is to head. What's that sound? It sounded like it was coming from the sky. Ooh. My god. What's this here? A public notice. Something so stupid shouldn't be flying through this air. Oh, let's see. Come by and say hello, the warden. The warden of the greed circle. It will do you well to be wary of that circle's warden. Being of greed, she will strip you clean of everything before you even realize. The most hazardous being. What's your impression, kiddo? Let's see. The worst possible feeling about this, I'm gonna run everything I've got. Holy greed. Master, it's that sound again. Get the hell over here. It seems that paying our respects to the warden is in our best interest. What a mess. Those two are in sync. What's with that sign? Shit, my head's pounding. Instantly Karen. I vaguely remember someone from the clergy by that name in Ireland. No, more importantly, what's the deal with the ticker? Obviously, it was crafted by sinners who were crying and sobbing with joy. Yeah. Talk about out-of-nowhere introductions. And with that, everyone, I bid you good morning. I'm the Warden of the Fourth Circle, Karen, a root-class servant. Through my past involvement with the Holy Grail War, I have been summoned here to help. Right, back when we were making chocolate. Even if we have met elsewhere, this is your first time meeting the Warden version of me. So what are your names? I'm Miki. My name's Magic Light. Cut Exemplis. Need one for me? You have nothing to give, which brings me to Dante Alighieri. Dante Alighieri. I have something to discuss with you, Regent Light. Not at all. Bring him in. Yes, ma'am. Ow, ow, try to handle me with a bit more care. Or rarity. Oh, Dictator, you need to see my legal partner. Sorry, but I got caught. And hear what happened, Mistress Morden. In the Ninth Circle, the lowest of level hell, lies the treasure trove of human knowledge, the Great Library of Alexandria. There he committed unforgivable sin. The one crime that is truly unforgivable in the library, I speak of theft. Theft? You were wrong. I didn't steal anything, not a scrap. Do you really think I would stoop to such a petty crime? Maybe a small fault, sorry. Foolish Kellyan boy. You ought to say you don't know when white lie will at least avoid a little bit of her feelings. What I mean to say is, it went like this. What? No taking anything out? Of course not. The collection in this library consists of entire valuable materials. You can't very well let anything leave its place. A library is not some vendors of books. I think that sounds argument. But this is the Ninth Circle, the lowest layer of hell, the glacial prison of Locutus. There are no readers to be found here in the first place. The absence of readers and management of the library collections are separate matters, are they not? Another sound argument. No matter, I suppose I can permit you to browse. However, taking anything with you is strictly forbidden. What choice do I have? Fine. Then I would like to browse any legal books that are fundamental with respect to the singularity. You're the first lawyer to ask that of me. After all, anyone in singular can be a lawyer, as long as they have a human language to speak. Dante and I at least have that in common. As you may know, the Wardens of Hell are judges. Their decision depends on laws, but on personal characteristics. Quite so, but I was speaking of the need to read through these legal books, for it's the singularity for starters. Why else would I have risked my dear life to venture all the way to Ninth Circle of Hell? Well, swear of that degree, you could not call yourself a lawyer. Apart from reason and shamelessness, it's a motto for lawyers to follow. Experience has taught me that. And there are many troops, you know. Should I use it? Here are the legal books pertaining to the singular. I believe them to be based on the legal system of the various countries in 2017, as opposed to the era for the singularity. That sensible laws essentially are more refined in more recent years they are. Only century, I suppose. As society has become more advanced, the complexity of their laws are a forgotten matter. Well then, I'll be pursuing this. Don't even think about stealing anything. I can't be bothered to chase after you. Of course! Right. I'll use the power of the Holy Grail drop to import the books as digital data, then read later at my leisure. After all, it's hell frozen over here. I'm dying to someplace else, if only for a second. I saw that, though, sinner. Damn it, seems I have no choice but to fight. That is theft. You're basically stealing information. You're like copying someone else's book, bro.
索を開始しよう。
This was not even a fight, bro. That was not even a fight. Converting books to digital data is no different from theft. Reading to you. And that is why the catcher murder was taken to this place. We would normally process him into a different hell, but this should work out just fine. I brought him here because it sounded amusing. The server is calling all this amusing, huh? Now then, if you hand it over. Hand over what? His bail. It's only 10 billion QP, nothing more. If you can't make payment, Murray can work off his debt. I estimate he'll work off his sentence in about 100 million years. This favor, Murray. Stop right there. I want your firm promise that you'll raise the payment. Even then, it doesn't seem like we have much to gain by helping raising 10 billion QP. It's just too much trouble. Then maybe this will change your tune. I viewed and memorized entirely of the library's legal book. Based on that, I have this to declare. There's a winning strategy for your trial against Metatron. Is there really? Definitely, so please help me out with this. I'm assuming he's telling the truth. Oh yes, there's a way to win. Though I can't call it one to succeed. Even that's better than nothing. I'd like to ask this as well from you, Master Cadet. Please help Murray. Well, take the case. Most amusing I see, then it's settled. You just called us amusing. Your current situation is very much so. Now if you please line yourself up. In a straight line. Yes, just like that. Already is still bound, but for now you can stand in line with you. Yes, Mrs. Karen, you're not doing that to them. Please, don't such an act is beneath you. I am the word of greed. When I say I'll do something, I won't hesitate to go all out. Get your line up, then here goes. What was that for? Oh, goodness, Japanese. Don't any of you know the pleasure of being struck across the cheek with a wad of cash? No, we don't. Yuwanti took a slap across the cheek in that commotion. The Lord God never even hit me. I can appreciate that it was done with a bundle of cash. It's nothing worth appreciating. So didn't that to us have any meaning? Of course it did, and full to the brim with happiness. As are my subordinates. Damn it, what I give gets slapped with a wad of bills. Here, do this slapping. I see. The sin of greed. Now I shall issue you your directive. You will pay Morodi's compensation. These are pairing items worth 10 million QP. You can do in exchange for that. What? I've been released, but thinking of the cost. Well, it's been some time, but Morodi is back. My greeting doesn't have much pep. Of all circles, you had to get brought to the worst one possible. But as long as we have room to bargain, there's still hope. An item worth 10 billion QP, huh? I wonder if this world has such a path. I hear at least, if this were any ordinary singularity, you would think there were some kind of sign behind us. But to our charging, this place is hell. There's also the possibility that the warden. Speaking of nothing beyond her own greed, in fact, it's more than likely. Now here comes the more serious concern. We're not providing 10 billion QP, but bringing something with the equivalent worth. Do you understand the distinction match? Me, well, since value differs from person to person, items worth 10 billion QP would vary accordingly. Precisely, suppose you just scrimp and save like a madman to hand over 10 billion worth of goods for me. Oh, it is about a billion QP worth by my estimation. Thank you for your visit. The moment we got to that, I'm finished. After a brief conversation with her, I assume that she'll be certain to say that. No room for it, Joe. On the other hand, earning 10 billion QP is next to impossible. This is bad. We're going to end up in a stalemate. What if we ditch Morodi? That does seem to be an inevitable conclusion, doesn't it? No, that isn't how we do things. I truly appreciate the sentiment. I can't find any better expressions to offer besides one of gratitude. But what are we supposed to do? Well, for starters, why don't we talk to everybody around the circle? That's fine, well Mash, but you want to be careful. This is a circle of greed. The more talking you do, the higher the chance of trouble arising. Although we don't talk to anyone, nothing can be set into motion. Okay, for now we're better off having the most loquacious of us do the talking. That is me and Master Kadia. You're including me. Yes, you and I shall talk in offensive fashion. It is after all hell greed, being selfless, come off suspicious. Is, after all, the hell greed, being selfless would come off suspicious. In that sense, Mash Dante and the Archangel just won't do. We have caught up on standby as a relief. Three of us together could feel oppressive. I see, understood. Okay, we'll talk this too. Perfect, then let's get started. You there, hello. Oh ho, do you mean me? Suddenly the final boss turns up. What, they're gonna rob Caesar?
Sa, 上げていこうか。
お気に入り
出力を上げます。今忙しいんですが、
いずれはあなたあっち見ていてくれます？空間ごとミクロの世界に変えてあげます。どんなに強い相手でも私の前ではこの通り。人呼んでメテンクスマジックショー。
あなたが愛しい、ただ愛しい。なので闇に紛れて狭間に消えて、イシャーラーアとはの失闇を招きます。
お友達が欲しいんですね。数こっちちゃんとできます。空間ごとミクロの世界に変えてあげます。どんなに強い相手でも私の前ではこの通り。人呼んでメテンクスマジックショー。お先に失礼します。パズル完成です。折りたたんで座ってあげます。
今は楽しめ。いずれ終わるのだから。
Wisp. Given that I don't belong to the Fourth Circle, I don't really know anything in particular. Haha, farewell! He was no help whatsoever. What went wrong there was that we chose the last person that we should talk with. I never considered that the case. No, I mean, what else would have happened, considering it was Caesar who tapped on the shoulder and asked to hear us out. You should probably do something about warding off bad luck already. $10 billion KP. I want it. Give it here. And I didn't worth 10 billion KP. No such thing can't possibly exist. If I knew one, I wouldn't tell you, imbecile. Because it's greed part. Do you people even understand how great an amount of 10 billion KP is? It's 5 times the cap. Even if you toiled and labored day and night, how many days do you think that would take? The reasonable lecture by that soldier last got me feeling a bit down. Same here. And our results are big fat 0. We're no closer than when we started. Damn it, if I'm not a genuine loss, what should we do? Oh wait, what's this? I was thinking it was more noisy than usual. So what are you guys doing? Hector. The great Trojan hero Hector of the Shining Helmet. I'd love to have his autograph, but Hector really should be over in Limbo, the First Circle. In a Divine Comedy, he would be. That was where I was summoned. But unfortunately, the boredom got to me, so I went to work aboard. You're working abroad? Hell is no longer just a world of agony. The Fourth Circle of Greed is particularly unique. Now I'm lowly Century. So what about you guys? You don't look to me like simple sinners, yet here you're clamoring about how bad you're wanting 10 billion KP. It's your decision whether or not to tell him. But the thing is... Haha, you sure stepped into it. Although when it comes to Kieran as Word of Hell, she has a reputation of having the best personality among the 7 misters. I'm thinking you might have to resign yourselves to earning the 10 billion. the time it would take us. For 10 billion, I know. Well, to be blunt, there's no way that's happening. No way company in this hell could possibly reach your worth of 10 billion. Suppose that we're in the 21st century, let's see. If you were buying an aircraft carrier, it might cost over 10 billion KP, right? And something a nation would buy, not something for private use or ownership. So if that was true, you want to either gather multiple items that comes to 10 billion KP, or present a person worth 10 billion directly. But then, like we said, there can't possibly be a human being who would be valued at 10 billion. Hey, that isn't untrue. And would it be unreasonable to consider you worth 10 billion, Sir Hector? I don't have that much value, do I? No matter how much far I go, this old man just a general ruination after all. No, I don't think that way at all. Come on, Dante, calm down. Account here is not your appraisal, but that of Circle Squirted. It's a difficult spot to be in. The Warden Karen doesn't seem to have a nature that holds heroes in admiration. True, that's for certain. What do you think of Magic Hero? Huh? You're talking about me? Not happening. I don't believe that is feasible. Really, I think it's going especially well. Let's see, we're talking about Mash. I suppose so. She certainly has a uniqueness that's rare among all servants. If I promote her well enough with a shrewd pitch, could we get to 10 billion? A shrewd pitch. I'm afraid I'm not very good at sales pitch. I think I'm already handled with the promoting. I'd love to do just that, but perhaps I'm not any good for the stake phase. After all, what's at stake is my own well-being. It does no good if there's a notion that I'm lying in order to make the 10 billion. The Warden probably won't buy any pitch of mine. Then what's our next move? No matter if that's the problem, we just had the right person. You recall who we ran into not too long ago. Caesar. That topic you mentioned. Haha, now what's the problem? How would you like to try pitching a 10 billion QP sale? Oh, now I would need to hear the details. See, there is a greed though. What do you care for a drink? Since when did hell any turbines down to? Well, you see, from the offerer's perspective, I want repentance for sin and punishment to suffer. But it's past the point where we can call this hell entirely the same as mine. If this session were frequently by a sinner from the first circle of play, it would fall prey to their sin of over evil. But this circle is greed, it's hell for those who desires money and worldly goods. Therefore, the act of sharing drinks ought to be overlooked by our Sigius presiding judge. There you have excuse under which we can operate. But that could be a leap of logic. Would the intuition be acceptable, Lady Metron? I guess it should be alright. Haha, for the time being I shall consider that an assent. Then will you take on the job? Oh yes, and of course I don't need any reward either. You're not serious. There's no need to hold anything back. We're all thick as fuse now, aren't we? He's up to something. So on to Magic Relate, yes. In order to raise our vow, I need to hear your story. Ah, of course, so that's why you're in hell. I'm sure the journey will prove long for you, at least. Perhaps. It works for me, I have plenty of material to work with for now. You may take the rest of the day to prepare. Tomorrow morning we shall confront the Warden of Greed, Karen. Ash. Oh, Master, it's you. Sorry, I was a bit spaced out. Whenever I look up in the sky, I get haunted by feelings of anxiety. It feels like I should be able to do something, but of course I can't. It is what it is, so let's take it on one step at a time. One step at a time. Are you still feeling the effects of sloth? No way. Really, I suppose that we should straighten up and avoid any slothfulness. I wonder if I should ask her something about Lilith, whatever is going on there. But she hasn't told me anything about that. She just said to leave it to her. When she did, her tone was serious, but also distressed. Each emotion had perverted her words. Guess we should sleep soon. I want to look at the night sky a bit more. Go ahead without me. We're getting up early, so make sure to rest. Yes, of course. Sleep well, senpai. Tomorrow my value will be determined. Apparently, I will reach worth 10 billion KP. I'll say about this whole converting a person worth into money business myself. I'm impressed that I made it all the way to the fourth circle. Hell's just my style, don't you think? I have been called the Witch of Night, you know. But don't mind me, you got more interesting things going on. Our 10 billion KP girl, Cash Kirley. Ooh, I'm not worth that much. That's what you're thinking, right? But without that worth, you won't leave hell, so instead you'll keep lying to yourself. Just convince yourself you're the hero who saved the world. If you do, you'll be able to see yourself as having a worth of 10 billion KP, right? Or like what? Don't tell me you think there's no worth to your existence whatsoever. Now, I wouldn't go so far. I have a responsibility for having fought this far. I carry the guilt of having fought. So I think that believing myself to be worth nothing would be inconsiderate to everyone's around me. So looking at it the other way, your worth is determined by your actions in battle. Whatever. Don't you just want to be your own normal self sometime? If you had to pick one, which one would you choose? Your normal self or your shooter self? I'm sure your normal self would be so cute. Unselfish, pure reserve, and powerless. The very picture of an adorable girl. So wouldn't it be better to just get rid of that shooter part of yourself? Though of course, you would lose your capability to fight if you did. I don't know what you're getting at, but I won't abandon my shooter self. My shield is important memento entrusted to me by Galahad. So long as I have it, I will be able to keep on fighting as a shooter. Oh, so noble, but I should correct you on one thing. It's not so long you have it. It's so long as you have a mindset worthy of the shield, then you will be able to fight as a shooter. And when you don't anymore, your worth won't be anywhere close to 10 billion, drop to 0. Here's something you should keep in mind. The only things that shine on their own are gemstones, never people. That goes double for worthless people like you. So make sure you don't lose that shield, okay? Anyway, good night. Mash! Mash! Have a trot. Sorry, I was a bit out of there. That's not it, Mash. Listen, you're hurting. In the conversation with Lilith, no, I wouldn't get hurt from something like that. You might think you're fine, Mash. But you're wrong. She speaks to you with malice in her words, and you take that malice in. So it's okay to be mad at her. It's okay to feel upset. Either works. But I wish you'd stop trying to take it on the chin. Seeing you like that makes me sad. Thank you, I didn't realize that I was hurting. Lilith's words, they're stuck in my chest like a knot. So long as you have a mindset worthy of the shield. Galahad, the paladin. Out of all the knights who journeyed for the Holy Grail, he was the only one who found the true Grail. Within his unparalleled honesty and purity was the mind of the noble Saint or martyr. And I tried to be like him. That is the key to wielding the shield. But thinking like that is... Humans are all equally precious lives. Nobody should be treated as more special than others. In which case, why should you ever feel grief over someone's death? For everyone to be equal means there is no discrimination after all. Well, how right those words are. How right such a way of living is. That is the impression I got from them at the time. which gave me confidence in my own morals. Everyone is equally precious and equally worthy of love. What beautiful words, what beautiful beliefs. It's an impartial mindset that gives one the right to bear the shield. And yet, difference exists, Mash. There are things which come to be. Life is not all the same. It's alright that you would feel sadder about the misfortune of someone close to you rather than someone you have little to do with. My confidence came undone by Tipu's conversation. What is right for life and what is right for humans are two different things. Who I am right now is not the same as who I was before. I can no longer utter that feeling that everything should be equal and believe that it's right, despite the fact that is a prerequisite to being a shielder. So maybe that's why right now your worth won't be anywhere close to 10 billion, but drop to 0. Those are my thoughts as I stare into the darkened sky. I hold back my words of encouragement because I know about Mash's circumstance. You have to promise to keep the secret from Yuki, okay? After her battles in the 6th also, Mash's condition began developing again. She's starting to build up more affinity with Galahad, so their same group has undergone further unification. As a matter of fact, she no longer needs any assistance from the Ordeal. That in itself is an indication that she's further along in the process of becoming a heroic spirit. Really then, she doesn't have to wear that machine-like armor anymore. You know, I always thought Mash looked better in Knight's armor. Not sure why exactly, but yeah. So why do you not look happy about it, Da Vinci? Is there a problem? Yes, there is. She's steadily ceasing to be demi-servant, instead becoming the real deal. Heroic spirits are extended boundary records, which means they are development record according to the time in which they exist and were active in history. They are stored in a higher divine show found, known as the Throne of Heroes. Servants are familiar, summons, and employed through the use of these records. Yet the Throne of Heroes has no past or future, and exists above such a concept of time. Which is why the example of a heroic spirit stretches from the 10th century. They could still be summoned in the 8th century, before they were born, or even if the future of the 21st century. Shion told me that summoning spirits of the past through the use of evocation is common. But being able to summon heroic spirits from the future is what makes the servant system so amazing. Wait, so does that mean Mash is going to have the same thing happen to her? She's going to be able to lend mankind a hand regardless of past, future, or present. If she acknowledged as a heroic spirits in death and later made into a servant, that would be true. But actually, that won't happen because she is in the process of becoming a spirit while still alive. She will enter the Throne of Heroes, then she's not going to be able to die at all. If it worsens, she'll become bound to her span of life between 2015 and 2016. And then that 1 year span will be the only place where she will be able to exist. From her working as a demi-servant in Sailor X in January 2016, to the resolution of the incineration of human order in December 2016. After that, she will return to January 2016. Even if the remainder of Chaldea keeps going past 2017, she will always be returned to the start. And then that time of hers, the recorded zone, will repeat forever. She will thus cease to die, becoming an event. What? Just Smash? She'll be left behind seeing everyone else with a smile on her face. Only to do it all again forever. You're kidding me, how could that possibly be true? Is the human order insane? This feels like a foreshadow. Like you go back to Fuyuki and repeat everything all over again. That's what it means to become a ghost liner while still alive. Neither me nor romantic argument could ever have predicted she would attune this will to Galahad. After the incineration of the human order, Galahad's St. Graph fell silent. Because of that, I had previously thought she was safe. But Galahad's St. Graph hadn't disappeared. It really hasn't gone anywhere. Back in the 5th Lost Spell, I noticed a change in her, and tried to explain all this. I advised her to try not fight as Galahad, but instead rely on her alternate equipment. But then we can't let her fight anymore. How have you allowed that to happen all the time? Because it was necessary. Without Mash, we would have never been able to come this far. Mash knows this. In fact, if she became more complete her spirits, she'd be able to protect Chaldea that much better. She sees her own fate as secondary. She may even see it as immutable. But no, yeah. Ash would see that as more important than her own self. And all this is why I want to entrust you with hope. Hope? Hope for when she takes the choice opposite of what you just mentioned. Already remove a certain part of the storm border. It will weaken a weapon we still have plans to use, but I already gotten permission to do so from Shion. It's a prize reclaimed in the 6th Lost Boat. This entrusts the Holy Sword to you. Ash is something you have to do on your own. It's hard for me to give you any advice. I don't know what effect my words will have, nor how that would affect the Holy Swords as a result. And as long as I don't know what that, I can't do much more than watch over you. Oh, but I should make this clear. I'm not doing this as your guardian fairy, but as your friend. If one thing's for sure, Mash, you're not worthless at all. Keep that in mind, if nothing else. Karen's so greedy. Ah, good morning. Today is the day I will be saved. Or perhaps the day I will come to ruin. He had lots of different emotion this morning. Oh, he's being held against his will. So like so you're around. I am one of the tenants here. You expect me to sleep without my own bed? I didn't know you were that fussy. You live here so long, but it's my first time hearing about it. Then you have no interest in the residents of the Granada. No interest would be overselling it. More like being interested is a pain in the ass. Like, what's the difference? Anyway, I made you guys something propsis this morning to cheer you on. Specifically katsudon. Katsudon. Wait, you're not supposed to eat katsudon in the morning? I'm not Japanese, so I don't know. Oh, and want some green tea? It's got tons of these kitchen thingies. What's katsudon again? Breaded pork served with scrambled eggs and rice. Eat all of the mock beasts this time though. That is heavy. I don't think that's something anyone should eat for breakfast. Attitude, that's how it is gonna be. I won't let you have any. Sorry, I'll eat. What could it hurt? My life is on the line here anyway. I'll partake in this breakfast though. I do agree, it does look awfully caloric. I no choice, then I'll eat as well. What's supposed to be uplifting, right? Me too, is that okay? Sure. I'll eat too then. In my slothfulness, I do not differentiate between breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Awesome, 6 katsudon coming right up. 6, all including yourself. I already made mine before. This is yours. My poor stomach. Okay then. Let's eat. And Ahsoka's not even here. So you made it. Wait a minute, why is that you all look so sick already? You just arrived. We ate too much for good luck. Lesson learned. Katsudon is bad for breakfast. Though it did taste great. So flavor is really good, but being this one in the morning is rough. We should have eaten later this morning. I see, you're so called idiots, aren't you? As I cannot deny that accusation. Be it as it may. Now have you brought me something worth 10 billion QP? Of course! In that case, please display it so I may make a personal appraisal. That is so I may judge whether it's truly something of value. Yes, but first I must introduce one more person. Caesar. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you all gathering here today. Caesar, why have you come here? I've been hired to do a sale pitch of this 10 billion QP object for them. I see. I never placed any restriction on hiring outside talents. Allow, I suppose. Should I view that the other servants is the same way? Homie, I'm just here to watch. I'm not gonna talk, so you can ignore me. So I will. Well then, Caesar, let's hear it. Certainly, certainly. In short, what I propose is worth 10 billion KP is her. Yes, my name is 10 billion KP, Magia. I'm expecting you decide to present a servant except to go on. You found a value of 10 billion KP in her. Have you not? Why exactly would that be? First, as we should all be aware, she is someone who has saved the world. She overcame the 7 singularities and saved pan-human history. This, I say, is something one cannot overlook. It is possible for a non-hero to save the world. But saving the world after it has fallen into such a deep crisis, no ordinary person could accomplish that. We'll carry some amazing balls. Yuki, as I hear you're her master. What do you think? Nothing less from my first servant. Ahem. That is right, I'm his first servant. Oh, look at her blushing. Usually she'd get all like humble. Yuki, wait, what do you do to her, huh? I know we're still in the middle of our meeting, but surprise Mash, you're the prettiest in the world. Well, what? Prettiest, strongest, and greatest in the whole wide world. Where are you going with this all of a sudden? No, me, I could never be. See, that humble and embarrassed reaction is exactly the problem. For us to make you worth 10 billion KP, you yourself must believe yourself are worth 10 billion KP. So? Indeed. You have to look like, so of course, I'm worth 10 billion KP. This is a high hurdle, master. That'd be a brutal challenge for Mash. But what's the harm? You did save the world, so I guess you're worth that much. Not you two, Kata. Now how about all of us combat Mash so much she'll drown in it? It is your job, Mash, to endure it forever. I'm not all that or like this will go on for even longer. You got it. Then let's begin. You're so beautiful, mathematically speaking. Mathematically how? Is this some golden ratio nonsense? You have a pure heart. You're honest, driven, virtuous. Prayer wheels start to spin on their own when you walk by. Guys, I don't know if Mash can handle much more. I'm fine, yes. I should be fine. I'm the best in the world. This is doomed from the start. Combat Mash with all you have. And she's out. Also, we'll have to keep going then. Huh, this is getting fun. O great savior, hero of the world, these shields shall safeguard the comrades from all spears. So because of blah 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 blah, she's the best in the world. Best in the world. That's a Mash. Our intense combat training is yielding results. Brand new sentence right there. Cut stop being straight man in your head. And you should stop reading my mind. Anyway, that's all I have to say about Mash Curlay. Oof, talk so much I got worked up. Let's see here. From what you have told me so far, it cannot be denied that she has one kind of a value. With that said, is this achievement not something that could have been accomplished by any other servant? What do you say, Master Kodia? I don't think so. Then how about yourself? If the restoration of human order could have been done by another master and servant, then her value would not be so high. I don't. Aren't hypothetical like that taboo in each situation. If she is equivalent value to someone else, it would be reasons that her value should drop. Match Curlate actions have been carried out by someone else. You there, if you could answer, I would very like to hear it. Me. Let me think, if I'm gonna be honest. I think another pair of master and servant could have probably done an equally good job. In fact, it's possible they could have even solved it with fewer casualties. More quickly and efficiently. And I don't really know how to say this. I do think it was better that these two who did it, though have come to some understanding with regards to the restoration of the human order. It was a praiseworthy endeavor for which nobody could have denied achieved value. With that said, as far as I'm concerned, the people gathered here are known to have committed a major sin. To be more precise, they are perpetrators of genocide. Esteemed Warden, that is not something ought to be considered in this case. Pieces of art that have been damaged obviously also become liable to a price deduction, do they not? But consider the artistic value of a well-done restoration job. If so, you would also have to evaluate the value of said restoration, would you not, dear Caesar? Now answer me. Can you convert this inexcusable sin into tangible value? Listen well, Mashcurate. You cannot acknowledge your sin no matter what. Having sin is equivalent to being damaged goods. If you acknowledge it, your value will drop. But don't worry, I will come up with an appropriate excuse so you just have to play along with me. Of course you can. If she hadn't done what she did, she would have died. What the hell, Lilith? If she hadn't slaughtered world after world after world, she wouldn't have survived. Yet with that, she proved that pan-human history was the mightiest, and with the might comes value. I don't know if... Lilith, could you please quiet down a little? Oops, I guess I should. Got a little excited there, put those words in your mouth. That doesn't count, right, Miss Warden? I wasn't considered in the first place. Oh, here I got passionate too. Please leave it at that. Ugh. Yeah, Yuki seems to be mad at me, so I'll just take my leave now. Okay, good luck. On the road? Was that really her just to harass Mash? Have you calmed down, Mash? Yes, I'm fine. May I speak, Karen? Go ahead. I do not think I can convert my sins into tangible value. And I cannot make the sin go away either. That's how it works. Even if the corpses are gone, my sins remain. They'll also disappear like fading dreams, but even so, the sins remains. And so you should count my sins as just that. Caesar, I know you told me not to, but I'm sorry. Caesar, did you rehearse this with her? Yeah, I couldn't possibly have. This girl can't tell a lie to save her life. Huh? A sin is a sin. You cannot change what has happened. Only the way you view it can change. Since you exterminate so many worlds, it means I have knowledge you have the capacity for it. As such, your value will increase even more. Really? Mashcurate's sin does not factor into someone's worth whatsoever. For a weapon capable of destroying the world, its destructiveness is its value. Atonement for one's sins is a different matter, and here in Hell Greed, value means everything, and it would seem Caesar understands that very well. Wait, Caesar, was this your plan all along? Haha, you will have to forgive me. Lies wouldn't have deceived her. It is because of your sincere belief that sin translates exclusively into sin that you managed to strike at the Warden's heart. The sale pitch determines how much our worth will increase. But basically my staying quiet about this was the best way to increase it. It's the art of the sales pitch, if I might say so. Very well, for you who have saved and destroyed the world, I proclaim value. 5 billion QP. Just like we have attained our promised value of 5 billion QP. Wait a minute. Not 10 billion? Next to you off here with the self-naive Caesar. Let me explain the obvious. The worth of everything is subjective. Not only that, but all life sees themselves as most valuable of all, prioritizing themselves above all else. I got a bad feeling about where this is heading. Who knows it? So do I. As such, to me, the most valuable thing in the world is myself. According to Mashculate will have to take second place. So to summarize, your worth would be 5 billion and 1 QP, of course. Now it appears this obvious fact that you most valuable to yourself has blindsided me. Why yes, it must have. So basically with Mash and the Warden together, we would have offering worth 10 billions and 1 QP together right here, now. But time to fight, we simply have to steal the other half as befitting of this hell greed. The war of words had once turned into a war of violence. One could call it afterward hell. The way I created my hell was more like a limit your sins. I accept your challenge. Let's see us who between us will carry 10 billion in 1 QP. Haha, what a beautiful greedy battle. Why are you blushing? Oh, Kieran's blushing. What? As he smash? I can't believe I smash.
主よ、育みたまえ。
左手作演技大ですね。
あっち見ていてくれます？遠くのものは小さく見える。なら小さな家が遠くにいるってことですよね。原子核まで小さくないのではありませんね。秘密の箱ですね。綺麗でしょ。繊維の海にお食べください。あいた。来てみ素直にな。バレンティーンですか？この辺りでしょ。お友達が欲しいんですね。
最大ダメージお任せください。時短
いずれちゃんとできます。
ブーストストライク。
逆説融合かけらを集めてさなぎは蝶に変身する。お待たせマスター。これが私の究極体。頭に黒く無理やフット。よっやっあいた3つの宇宙でアナールアナール大きすぎるかしら。あいたじゃあ誰も優しいんですね。さらわれてください。遠くのものは小さく見える。なら小さなものが遠くにいるってことですよね。原子核まで小さくないではありませんね。お先に失礼します。折りたたんで座ってあげます。あいたじゃあ優しいんですね。パズル完成です。あいたあいたよっやっそれあいた着物のシミになっちゃえ。それラグアナール
開いた。元気いっぱいですね。クールちゃんいずれちゃんとできます。さらわれてください。開いた。やった被害想定内です。ナイスファイトでした先輩。
I admit defeat. What a pointless battle. No, let's not say that. With this, you have claimed the Warden of Greed as your own. And just so you know, I deliberately phrase that in a malicious way, so please calm your anger. Either way, with both her and Mash, you have achieved your quota of 10 billion QP. Oh well, it may have been a bit high-handed, but I have lost in battle greed. Moreover, already may have freedom. Phew, finally free, as the heavy burden of my heart lifted. Now what jolly sensation is almost the same feeling I get after solving a particular heart equation. Oh, could you please wait a little? Here, take this. What's this? A skill certificate. You should see it as a permit given out by us wardens. Gives you the right to roam the fourth circle freely. I also prove that I have acknowledged that you need strength. Take it with you. I predict you will need it very soon. If it comes for free, we don't mind taking it. By the way, can you escort us to the first circle as well? If it's not too much trouble, please display your power to us. Why don't I just express her very well? Good grief. Is a mere 5 billion QP really enough to start you? The pros have it rough. The way she's treating us, it's almost as if she's already forgotten everything that just happened. Get the mirror. That would be awfully tiring, so I'm just going to pretend I didn't hear it. Bon voyage. Now that I'm sure everyone else has blasted off, I'm back. My, so you have returned. I thought you didn't have any business in the first circle anymore. Like, I think you handed over the skills certificate, so I was gonna ask why. Why? How do I put it? Don't you think it's about time for our ruler to get knocked down a peg? Oh no, we got a traitor in our midst. I don't see it as a betrayal. I'm simply a warden. He has admitted defeat. Ain't Metatronius gonna be mad though. She won't. As the Archangel closes God, she will judge the matter fairly. Boring. Oh wait, now I get it. What now? Nothing, I was just thinking you were supporting Kyodea so much because Goto. Not another word, or it's bored. Yes, ma'am. Not mentioning her father. I have something I wish to ask of you as well. Why is it that you hate Magic like so? The way you glare at her is far from ordinary. Also, you notice. How about because I'm jealous? A rivalry over who wins the master's heart is Ordeal. What a funny joke. There was not even a hint of something that harmless in your gaze. It was more like, yes, you loathed everything about her. Look, is that really how I looked at her? Bad love. Self-control. But like, sometimes you run into people like that as a servant life. You won't kill her then. No, I won't. I want her to suffer, you know? God might prevent her an easy death, but I sure won't. That's blasphemy. It's not the right thing to say in front of a clergy member. I'll take my leave, so see ya. It would appear Mashkir has drawn the attention of quite troublesome she-demon. The demonic woman who rules the night, the cataclysm woman swarms from the age of gods. One has to wonder, how did their fate come to intertwine? This seems to be the first circle on the far side of the Acheron River. When we were blasted away, I honestly wonder where we end up. We were floating along the whole time. It wasn't anything so gentle as floating. We got hit with the force of a rocket launch. Feeling heavy all over. Probably Warden's Kieran way of showing spite. In any case, we made it back to the first circle. Let's call it a good fortune. Inhale, exhale. The air of freedom tastes especially good. But didn't that tell for you? Moving on, I'd like to thank you all. I'm already and truly grateful. Thank you sincerely. Thank you. I kind of get mixed feelings hearing thanks from already. Let's not go there. That's right, cut up. It's my gratitude, so you should accept it gracefully. Okay. Well, now seeing as how I counted among your numbers, I'll be returning to the fourth circle. You came with us? You really need to go back. I'm a sinner myself, as far as sinners can be counted as people. Not to mention, some warden by the name of Cleopatra in the second circle might come asking after me. If she does casually cover for me by saying I went to hang out in the extreme cold, the bottommost level. So long. Thank you for all your help, Caesar. Thanks for everything. Well, Marty, we'd like to hear about your tour of hell. Okay, so let's go back to Granite first. You better go on, use the dagger. Whiteboard prepared, check. Now then, according to legal text of the singularity that I went to such a pain to glance at, there's only one means by which we can oppose the judge Metatron Jane. That is it, to appeal. Appeal. Where the party receives judgment requests for retrial in the higher court. And I thought about that too. But Metatron's court is the highest court altogether. Isn't it? There shouldn't be anywhere to bring an appeal. Precisely. The court of Metatron is the highest court of all. And the only way to overturn this verdict is to appeal to God. To God. Of course there is no God. I don't mean that he is dead, but at the very least, he is no entity in a position to receive the appeal. In which case, the executor of God will could undertake the trial on his behalf. But I don't suppose you mean, correct, I mean Metatron Jane. In other words, the first trial is a judgment by the Archangel Metatron. The next trial brings a challenge to Metatron as the executor of God's will. That will make the result. And what is it you think I'm here for? Me, James Meridy, attorney at law, as well as. Great, Dante Alighieri. Can we pull this off? No, that's a fool's errand. Even with our combined eloquence, getting the verdict retracted would be difficult. Not to mention there's the prosecutor on the other side to consider. Prosecutor Kotomine, right? What's with that guy being both a priest and a prosecutor? Is all this part of his occupation as an impulsive alien god? That's not a question we have to answer for. Anyway, what we have now won't be sufficient. For starters, Metatron will probably refuse any appeal to directed God. Therefore, we must first ensure our appeal is accepted. That is where we'll have to start out. How's that? There are 7 mistresses, who corresponds to the district judges here in hell. Metatron would have allowed the appeal if we can secure those 7 approvals. Their power is also granted by God, which Metatron can hardly ignore. So we shall acquire 7 scale certificates from the 7 wardens, and submit them to the court when we file our appeal. When you say 7 mistresses, you mean the 7 servants in control of each circle of hell. In other words, if we get their approval, they'll concede skill certificates. Precisely. Crossing from the first circle to the 9th. We will negotiate with the 7 wardens to receive the respective approvals. In any event, our tour of hell is about to commence, which will make it a reenactment of a divine comedy. So it will be seen. You're the man who wants Trinity to hell's depths, Dante here. You believe fate is at play. Anything's possible. Today we have proposed, now it's up to you whether or not to accept. Well, of course we'll be taking a reward from this. Winning the trial should result in damage being awarded. As a reward goes, it's rough estimate, but how about splitting that evenly? Sounds good. Okay, then we'll get an early start tomorrow. What's the outstart to head for? Can we at least shake hands? Sure, shaking hands is a sign of trust. I really don't prefer shaking hands when it's way leaving behind evidence. But look at me, that's the criminal in me talking. I'm at your service, Yuki. Glad to have you once again. Just in case I will shake hands too. You as well, Dante. Now then, we're off to the next circle. Personally, I think we're better off with the second. As you know, the first circle is a hell with no warden, from whom to be granted skills a certificate. So we'll begin with Cleopatra in the second circle. Just a second. The warden of the fourth circle gave up the skills certificates after winning against her in battle. But what if the other wardens think along the same lines? That is, you think we'll have to fight and beat them? I wouldn't count on that. We did fight with the Great Warden in the first circle, but whether the others will fight is another matter. Of course, there may be some whose approval is hinged on fighting. The method may vary. The only common ground is the need to make them approve you. How long have you been here? For a while. Can someone please get me some tea? Coming right up. Thanks. What's the special with the date, chef? We got some fresh tuna and salt. You're getting a lot of things wrong, senpai. Can you please save sushi for another time? Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, I'll be taking along with you on your trip. Metatron, thank you so much. It's a real hassle, but if you can't do it without me, I'll go. Sure, please, we can't do it without you. Weehehe, no problem, leave it to me. However, I guess it could be difficult towing the granite all the way to the lowest level. I think a scaled down version shaped like a magical bounded field would work better. Let me borrow the dagger and I'll have the adjustment done by tomorrow. All yours. Okay, great. What a pain. As much as she complains about work, she certainly never takes half measures. Maybe it's not the hassle she makes it out to be. Do you think so? Never mind, just a gut feeling, no reason behind it. Ah, the skills certificate, so I see. Those will be essential for their appeal. At the very least, they cannot be rejected out of hand. However, traversing hell is a treacherous journey. You will have no days of peace and face it with cruel choices. Bear in mind that this is the kind of journey we're up against. A treacherous journey, huh? Cruel choices. Days of peace are rare, as it is. I am Akusa, sincere pray for your collective safety. Was that perhaps too imitating? I don't think the context was that bad. Probably more importantly, Esculite. Yes. Did you kindly stay a little longer? I have somewhat complicated matter to discuss. What do you want to talk about? It's about your shield. It looks like it's rusted somewhat. Has your shield ever suffered such a phenomenon? No, never. I see. You are a shooter, but as a servant, your true nature is probably closer to a ruler's. More like a ruler. The qualification for a shooter may be similar enough. You protect all without distinction and stand on guard against any disaster. But take care. The rusty color means that the perception inside your heart is in disarray. Instantly, the more perception falls apart, the more your power diminishes. Power of miracles indulge to you as a demi-servant, also like a miracle fate from you. But that may work out in your favor. I can only imagine what sort of inhuman experimentation you bruised through demi-servant. Nothing less, that power is necessary right now. In that case, it would be best for you to strive to maintain as balanced as mind as possible. And please engrave this in your heart. The rest in your shield is not at all a bad thing. It simply means that your way of life, the path you're leading, is about to take a different form. Walk the path with your head held high that will someday lead to separation. Please take on this singularity with more effort than you normally would. Was that maybe too imitating? Then again, I may have been overly vague. Nothing wrong with that, is there? A little scarce. Your boots should serve to make it that much more enjoyable. Enjoyable. What else do you call fighting alongside a good-natured buddy? Building a strong bond. Even with its fleeting whim, it suddenly disappears, like a bubble going pop. That may be so. But you hate her all the same, don't you? Well, yeah. Under normal circumstances, I would put a stop to you. This can't be good for them. However, I now believe salvation of all in the salvation of individuals or equal importance. In this respect, I hope they can both be saved. Both who's the other one beside Curelay. I mean, Kadok Zembless. Oh, Kadok, there's no saving him, is there? There's no way for him to be free from sin, or any way to forget about it, don't you think? Yeah, except pray for salvation. Guess that'll be nice, also keep salvation for Kadok, my prayers too. All to bed now, nighty night. I would pray for you to be saved as well. But if I were to say that aloud, I might risk being torn to pieces. I don't think you even want such salvation. Great, 1 second ahead. Again, too late too. Good morning, Master. We're currently making arrangement for the journey. In order with Kadok and Makusa. I'll land ahead. Okay. Good, you're up. Then let's get started with preparations. I'll make scent neutralizer for when we pass through the first circle. Can you fix some emergency rations? It's going to be a rigorous journey, so we need to be well prepared. Roger that. Oh, you're really fired up. I've done what I can to get the digger adjusted. Praise me. Wait to Metatron. Thanks. I probably could have complimented her more. Excuse me, Master, could you please give us a hand over here? Are you free already? I'm waiting. What about Metatron? Yeah, here. I'm right here. Oh, you picked a funny place to peer from. By the way, are you also ready? Much as it is a hassle. It is such a hassle, but you're not about to bend in the either, are you? That's the kind of outstanding person you are. Oh, nothing. Well then, I think in times like these, it's up to you. Give the word you can. Okay, we're off. Have a safe journey. Oh, you're leaving already? First stop, the second circle, right? or thereabouts. Have a nice trip. Keep an eye out for angels in the Mount Beastmaster. Somehow I can tell she's not lying right now. She's actually concerned for Master's safety, all the while still directing hostility towards me. It's sad notice to be sent objectively. What's keeping you here late? Nothing at all, Wolf. Yet the emotion swelling in me is not sore. So we passed straight through the first circle. That's the ideal. Craig, I may have explained before. This place was originally where Hero was born and BC had existed. Presumably for those ignorant of Lord teaching who had no way to go to heaven, that sort of thing. No comment. Is that the reason for why it's inhabited? Oh, if that's how it is, let's not waste our time here. Look, they might be seeing us they're here. Shouldn't we fight them off? We not include me, that is. Understood. Watch me go. Okay, well then, I'm going to sleep. Wake me up if anything happens. Now commencing response towards the Mark Beast. No way. Huh. It can't be bond 10, but Mesh is already bond 9.
せいぜい楽しみはいいぞ。
ちゃんとできます。逆説融合、かけらを集めてさなぎは蝶に変身する。お待たせどうした。これが私の究極体、頭に暮らす無理アーグッド。誰も見たことのない世界に。甘く見ないで。大人になれば BB だって超えられます。私の知恵は世界の形。様子的に落ちてみます？
もう終わりか？なんだつまらぬな。
Here we are at the second circle, the Hellblessed, once again to meet with Warden Cleopatra. Bring on a start of negotiations. The standards of beauty and ugliness vary from person to person, and even among family members. Difference are such to rise. but the warden of this hell won't allow this. She is, after all, a deeply decorous person. As warden, she holds lust and thrall, but permits beauty as show of her compassion. However, that is somewhat a major distortion. Although the beauty which is allowed to standardize, there were many who recognized it as beauty. In short, she was forbidding expressions of love in the direct presence of beautiful people, such as we of hell. Cleopatra's concession only came to make her administration all the more hellish. The sinners in hell endure a most heavy yoke, but on very rare occasions one may break free from their desires. Once that happens, they are no longer a sinner willing to accept damnation. They become one who has escaped their sin, a habriiel. That's odd. What is it? Last time, the rest of us saw quite a few sinners wandering about. This time, though, it's deserted. Wait, I'm getting a hint of something. You're feeling our bad. The bad kind, I say, there's a... Habriiels, watch yourselves this way, hurry. Habriiels. In hell, sinners suffer their damnations. However, at times, those who possess extraordinary power, talent, and desires try to escape theirs. They can no longer be considered sinners. All they can be called is evil devoid of rationality. They are wicked enemies that weren't found in my divine comedy. One's coming straight toward us. No other way, even if we let them be, the angels would show up and wreak havoc. We've no choice but to kill them all at once. I'll back you up, so please handle them. Immediate contact is imminent. You can leave it to us. Lightning painted the sky as we fought. Punishment from the warden, most likely. Though it didn't feel like she was lending a helping hand. She threw balls at randoms, and it happened to work out for us. They weren't dropped directly on top of us. It feels like we've yet to experience any real covert actions. Keyword yet. How likely is she to respond to her request to acquire scale certification? That's a pressing question. Am I not the picture of beauty that I always had? Considering our Mistress Cleopatra. Very good. Mistress Cleopatra, Dante Allegory Party has come for an audience. Oh, so they did show up again. Fine, should admit. Cleopatra Warden of the second circle. Dante, it can't have been that long, can it? You were on your way through the second circle to the third and fourth. That should have been your previous goal. You fulfilled whatever your commission was. Yes, insofar as the request. However, we have set ourselves upon a new objective. Oh, but please turn over a scale certificate. It seems as though you own one already, from the Warden of the Fourth Circle. You used to it. Not at all, we stated it through legitimate means. Shut up, cheese. I know, she's only a little angry, but enough that we might die. I'll have to contact Karen later, but it seems to be true. But then you're free to seek out a sales certificate, even from the Circle Plus, however. Soldiers, we will be engaging in somewhat private conversation, so please leave. Yes, ma'am. As Warden of the Second Circle, I compel these sinners to make beauty their ideal. Oh, the beauty of it. They sought love, and in doing so, they continue suffering and accept. By standards of Judge Metatron, even I am but another sinner. Despite being granted by her the maximum authority of a rule. She didn't hold back. This means a servant changed other servants' classes. As I observed power, what more, I doubt Cleopatra actually qualifies for the root class. Which would mean even servants who don't have the qualification can be forcibly classed as root. However, there is a gentleman with whom I shared an emotional connection with when I was alive. Oh, not about engaging in love or anything else of the sort. I just want to see him stand before me. Even if only for a moment. That suffering itself becomes my own punishment. As someone whom you love, but with whom you cannot reconnect, I see, is indeed a tribulation. But well, you know, I would be failing. My impression would seem if I would it sinner. I believe I had to see him, at least once. You could well argue, who would that gentleman be whose connection you miss? Of course it would be Lord Caesar. I see. Indeed, it is Caesar. Was he not with us not too long ago? Well? So will you please go find him for me? Seems like an easy mission. Peaches. Did I get rated? Oh, thanks for the rate, Peach. How you doing? Shout out. So I didn't notice I got rated. I don't even know how to do shoutouts. I thought that was how they do shoutouts. Unrecognized command. But you're playing Elder Scrolls. I'm not sure what that is. Oh, I bet I've seen that game quite often. But I never really know what it is though. Slash Shadow, okay. Maybe it's this one. Oh, there we go. There we go. I found it. I found it. The second circle of hell lust. The warden here is Cleopatra. It's been great. And I assume you're also from that Discord server as well. So I guess I can raid someone today afterwards too. You're the first one I got raided from this server. The second circle of the hell that lets the warden here is Cleopatra. This ordeal call for the latest story. It's close to finishing the game. The game story might end like next year or so. Should I appear before her, or should I not? To encounter a woman that I love in life, even as a servant, is a rare opportunity. There is also a matter of Caesar's Inn to address. How I can find the nerve to face her is the question. Therefore, I will find some way, somehow, into this first circle. The matter with my opponent is, there must be some means by which I can open the gates to the first circle. Look, there he is. Oh, my heart. Oh, it's you people. Here, it's us, Caesar. And we got you secured. Wait, I say. What did you people want from me? What's the charge? No, it's not like that. There's someone who's like to meet with you, Caesar. We thought it might be a good expectate that. Is it someone whose name starts with Cleo and with a Petra? That's practically the whole name, so I may as well say it is exactly. Oof, nagging injuries is back to haunt me. Now let's calm down for a minute. It's not as though Cleopatra is looking to eat you alive. Or at least I don't count on it. That's not something I'm worried about, no matter how jolly I am in body or spirit. Reuniting with someone you love is a form of happiness like any other. Hearing that from the lips of Dante Alighieri makes me certainly feel serendipitous. Perhaps I should meet with her. Verily. Despite having said what I said, I don't even know where in heaven's purgatory or hell he can be found. I wonder when he will. Mr. Cleopatra. Oh, what is it? The group led by Dante left the castle a short while ago. Yes. Now they return with a suspicious looking man in tow. A suspicious looking man. We brought him to you. He brought Lord Caesar, but it's far too soon. Not even sensible soon, unless he were in the second circle by some coincidence. We did have it upon him in the second circle. Did you really? I was considering coming to see you. But is it really proper for a mere servant to do so, now that you become the warden of lust? Especially since, as we know, this is hell. No sooner do they meet and excuses come pouring out. That's the best part about him. You can't ever turn it off. Even if their person from antiquity, a hero is still a hero. Now that works those type, like Brutus. Don't listen and just act. How can you cut in our conversation while still talking to Cleopatra? Old-fashioned hard work. Aren't these talks usually done through telepathy? I guess not today, but I find it strange. Strange doesn't enter into it. But the rest of you cut it out. I am speaking with Lord Caesar, so could you please refrain from whispering? We are sorry. I don't think you need to apologize, Lord Caesar. Oh, but I do. Well, thank you for granting me my wish. As promised, here is a skills certificate. I ask that it be used for what good is good and beautiful, not for wicked desires. We hope the same, as word and there will be penalties for doing your work half-heartedly. I hope you will not let that come to pass. You can be certain that yes, I doubt I will ever see Lord Caesar again. That being said, I think I might have him stay in the second circle for a time. But better I don't. The hub for my activities is in bustling district Cyrus in the fourth circle. So that is a place where you can best strive to moderate your greed yet. No, the first circle must be the most trouble. Have you ever been there, Lord Caesar? I haven't. Ever since I was summoned, I have been in the fourth circle. The fourth circle is the realm of gluttony. In other words, Lord Caesar, you are now... I presume that I'm being regarded as a momentous sinner, perhaps deserving their punishment. No, I was concerned that other sinners might want a taste of you. They're all famished. Ah, that's what you... You're in more trouble than expected, Caesar. I'm not proud of any body type. But I still believe that proactive imposing the vows of beauty I find to be right and proper is a hellish way to be. I'm stuck between Cleopatra and the hard place. But servants aren't capable of dieting. They are in my circle. Of course, I have a feeling it will be so. Oh, by the way, here's my ideal form for you. I intend you to slim down to this extent, Lord Caesar. I'm dying. Dead. I'm being cut down at both shoulders. Maybe you'll get a new class 5-star version of yourself. Like all other servants got the 5-star version of stuff except for you. You're foreshadowing a 5-star Caesar soon. Probably his ideal form. Probably a rider. Rider Caesar or something. You'll probably get a new rarity soon. It's a foreshadowing. It looks like human box. Look at that. Oh, the pain of imposing suffering upon a loved one. This must be punishment of hell. If I must, we are in hell, so this kind of harrowing work is part of the course. So I will have a really intervene in the process. It's very shrewd. And we're finally done. Unfortunately, the next chapter is unfinished for English, so those have to wait for another day. But now we can start a raid. Since I got raided from someone from this server, I might as well raid someone else from this server as well. Pass on the people. I think I'll rate Aria. Since she's also from this server as well. So we're basically doing a raid train. Okay,